right? Here, here, yeah, I can just move this a little bit here. So if you're at home and you're tuning in, or wherever you are tuning in, grab either a block if you have it, or grab just a blanket that you could sort of roll up, or even like a pillow. What I want to do, and so I'll use a blanket just so we're going to lay on it on our back. That's kind of how we're going to start. So let me just, once I check this feed here, then we'll begin in a moment. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you're all right. Update on Liam. He seems to be totally fine now. He hasn't had a fever. He didn't have a fever basically all day yesterday, and today he woke up and he's pretty fine. So back to his normal self, which is good. Let me just double check here. However, he's back to his normal self, and he's back to his normal wake-up time, which is 2 in the morning. So I was up from 2 to 3 this morning, picking him up, putting him down, picking him up, putting him down. It's kind of crazy. Let's see here, here, here. There we go. Jason, Nicholas, good. Hello. Just make sure the sound is good. Yeah. Good. Okay. So, if you're new to us, the announcement. Jason, Nicholas. There we go. The announcement is that we do these on a donation basis, so you can pay for your class via Venmo. You can Venmo me directly at Teddy McDonald, or you can go to 5pointyoga.com, the website for this lovely studio, and you can sign up for your class through MindBody, or there's a little donation link, you can do that. You could also not worry about that and just become a monthly member, and there's different options to pay. That's all at consciousendurance.com, which is a great little community of people who want to stay healthy and active for 100+ years. That's our mission. And that's my quick announcement. So now, in a rare start, we normally start standing. Today we're going to start lying down on the back. So what I want you to do is, if you can, get a blanket. You could also use a block. So if you had one block, you could have it kind of low or medium. I wouldn't do it tall. Tall is going to be too much, but low or medium is fine. And what you want to do is have the block in basically like the middle of the spine, so you can see, that's really intense. You don't want your butt to come off. So for those of you that are kind of feeling extreme, if your head goes down and your butt comes up, that means it's too high. But you want it below your shoulder blades if possible. So from here, you can lie back. Oh, see, when I have it on the low version, below my shoulder blades, my butt stays down. If you don't have a block, then you gotta grab either like a bigger beach towel or a blanket or something like that, and then you just put it right here. And the whole idea is to have a little moment and kind of a little yin. See, like that, this really doesn't really feel like much for me. But it's to have a little yin moment for the spine. So Greg and I are going to do our workshop on Saturday, our Inversion Workshop. And I posted, so once you get there, just relax, right? We'll just spend about maybe 2 minutes here. You might already have been there, so we'll just say 1.5 minutes. Anyway, I was looking at the photo that I posted. I posted a picture of myself doing handstands, forearm balance, headstand, and shoulder stand. And I noticed my upper spine. I was like, I need to work on my upper spine more. I don't work on it enough. So hence, here we are, Workshop Wednesday, doing some upper spinal work. So the idea is to let go a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And think about your spine for a second. So you all know what your spine looks like. It has the discs
and then has the vertebrae. And the discs are the kind of more pliable things, and the vertebrae are the actual bones. So what's happening here is hopefully gravity, if you've placed that blanket or block in the right spot, gravity is pulling down right above the block, so or blanket, and it's kind of pulling that upper back down. So you're going against the hunchback, right? We all know what the hunchback looks like, and if we all plan on living an active 100 years, then there's no hunchbacks allowed. It's my new hashtag. No hunchbacks allowed. So just be here, breathe, relax. Just a few more breaths. Good, one more big inhale as deeply as you can. Holding the breath in. And slowly exhale. Good. All right, so now we're going to take that out from underneath. So you may have to bend the knees, and then you may have to support this. Like I got to lift my butt up. And if it was fairly intense for you, like, 6, 7, 8 is fine as far as intensity goes. Lie back down, flat on your back, and I want you to feel your spine naturally rebalance itself. So a little kind of mini Shavasana for a moment. Notice how it feels. Notice your lower back if it's off the floor. Notice the thoracic spine, which is the middle. Basically, thoracic spine is, you have the lumbar spine, which is your lower spine. So right at the base, if you can feel your ribs in the back, right at the base of that, and then just go across the spine. That's probably the top of your lumbar, the bottom of your thoracic, all the way to your neck. So basically your whole entire spine is thoracic spine, almost. Now pull the right knee into the chest, give it a gentle tug in, squeeze. And oftentimes that's the tightest part, twist. So if your right leg is in, you're twisting over to the left. So twist is a great test for your thoracic mobility. So typically after doing what we just did, now a twist should feel a little bit better because you created more space in that middle spine. Switch sides, back to the other side. Pull the left leg in and give it a squeeze. Roll to your, I'm gonna take that pack off, roll to the right and left arm back. But instead of spending all day in twists, I'm gonna do a little different today. One more breath. Good. Back to the center. Knees in, and then we're going to rock up to a seat. So a few times forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. One more. Good. Up to a seat, we'll just pause for a moment. Sit up tall. You can bring the palms together, take a moment. Set your intention, so intention to release some stress, to heal, to strengthen, whatever it is for you that adds a deeper meaning to your breath and your movements. Good. And then we're going to move to hands and knees. So from your hands and knees, just put this back on. We're going to do some cat and cow tilts for the spine. Cat and cow tilts for the spine. So from here now, again, I want you to think about your thoracic spine. So as you inhale, lift the heart up. As you exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, round. Keep that going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So this actually, you do want to pronounce the hunchback, and then you want to sort of depress it and go the opposite direction. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. Now we'll do our side to side, which we do often. Lift the knees, shoulder and hip together one side, shoulder and hips together other side. Again, snaking the spine. Think about the discs and the vertebrae. You want to create as much mobility and less stiffness. Any chiropractor is going to tell you that the trunk of your body is your spine, and that if your spine's not healthy, it's going to wreak havoc on the rest of your body. A couple more. Good. Now back to neutral. Left leg back. Right arm forward. You can roll the ankle behind you. Roll the ankle here. Breathe. Good. And then bend the leg. Reach back for the foot. Grab your foot if you can. Grab the ankle if that's possible. And then lift up. So you got a few things happening here. Balance. And then you got a little quad stretch maybe. Hip flexor on the left. Shoulder on the right. And the spine. Lift the upper body up. Get out of that left shoulder. Breathe deep. Good. One more inhale. And then release it. Leg back, arm forward, lift up again, and round the back. Drop it all around for a moment. Back to neutral, opposite side. So opposite leg, opposite arm. Breathe. Roll the ankle on the back. Good. And then bend the leg, reach for the foot or ankle if you can, and then get some height. Get some height there. Breathe. So feel that extension in that shoulder that's on the floor there, but then lift with that leg and breathe deeply. Good. One more breath. Good. Leg back, arm forward, lift up, and release. Child's pose. Child's pose. Pause. Oh. Noticing the spine. So from child's pose, we're going to go to one side. So hips and legs stay where they are. Just walk the hands over to your right. All the way over as far as you can. Start to feel a stretch on your left side, and then hunker down and kind of pull the hips back so you get a deep, deep side stretch on your left side. So if you're reaching to the right, pull back and stretch the left. A few more breaths. Good. Switch it. Same thing, other side. And then pull it back. Good. Back to the center, up on the hands and knees. One more thing before we go into our sun salutations. It's going to be a little stretch. So what I want you to do on the hands and knees is keep your hips above your knees, right? So hips above the knees, and then you walk your hands out and then lift the tailbone up. And I want you to stretch. This kind of is going to go into the shoulders, maybe the armpits a little bit, but I also want you to see if you can feel the upper back. So this is where you can kind of drop the chest down. Just don't, if you're more flexible, don't let the arms come down. So keep the arms firm, strong, and then drop down. Two more breaths. Good. And then come on back up. Now you can make your way to downward facing dog. Down dog, take a moment, bend the left leg, push the right heel down, stretch. Good, switch sides, stretch. Good. Straightening both legs. From here, come up on the toes when you're ready. Walk softly to the hands. Extend that spine as you inhale. Look forward. Fold as you exhale. Stretch all the way up. Nice big inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Remember, when we go through our sun salutations, you're going to go up and down a lot. If you needed to bend the knees, you can always bend the knees. That'll be a little easier on the spine. Arms up when you're ready. Inhale, fold down forward as you exhale. Maybe a bent knees. Halfway up as you inhale, look forward and then step back to plank. First one, we step. Drop to the knees, all the way to the mat, point the toes back, gentle cobra. Here's another back bend for the upper spine. So let's spend a moment here, whether you're in upward facing dog or cobra. Pull the shoulders back, and then I want you to pull the torso forward. Right, so that's a little bit differently, as opposed to just kind of going up, right? When you go up, you're gonna feel it more in the lower back, you're gonna crunch your face. I want you to go forward, so shoulders pull back, and then you're pulling, right? That's a little bit of the move there. So it comes from the arms and the triceps. And then you reach that chest forward and go up. Feel that in the thoracic spine. One more inhale. And then down dog on the exhale. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Breathe. Fingers spread, palms flat, breath smooth. Good, one more breath. And then up on the toes again when you're ready. Walk softly, or you could hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale, all the way up. Nice big inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. So two more now will flow a little bit. Arms up. Inhale, fold down, exhale. Extend the spine, inhale, step back or jump. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, shoulders back, downward facing dog. One more breath. Up on the toes, walk or lightly hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale. All the way up, nice big inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. One more like that. Arms up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Extend the spine, inhale. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Right here, right leg up behind you. Hold it up, a few breaths. Good, some core strength, shoulders over the wrists, knee to the nose, abdomen strong. Hold it, and then lift it back and up. Forward knee across your body to the left side, twist, hold, back and up. Forward up to your right side, back and up, all the way forward. Stay there on the fingertips, and then straighten the front leg, flex the foot. Bend the knee, drop the hips. Believe it or not, your hamstrings are going to affect. If you have super tight hamstrings, your spine can have problems. Sink down, straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. A couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Turn the back foot, warrior one. Just one inhale, lift up. And then hands down, exhale, take the leg back. Vinyasa, lower down. Upward facing dog. Shoulders back, downward facing dog. Good, left side, take it up behind you, hold it, breathe. Good. Shoulders over the wrist, knee to the nose, abdomen strong. And lift it back and up. Forward knee to the right. Hold it. Back and up. Forward up to the left. Back and up. All the way forward to the hands. Stay there on the fingertips. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot. Bend the knee, drop the hips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. A few more times, inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. 1 more, inhale, and exhale. Good, turn the back foot. Just 1 big inhale, reach up. And then hands down on the exhale. If you can, 1 long exhale where you take the leg back, lower, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And breathe. Fingers spread, palms flat, breath smooth. Good, 1 more breath. And then up on the toes when you're ready. Walk or lightly hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there. Inhale, and we'll spend, we'll twist. So bring the palms together. Hook your left elbow outside the right knee. Stay in your chair. So feet are together, knees on the same plane. They don't have to be together if you're bow-legged a little bit when you bend the knees. But then twist the spine, so isolate the spine, lengthen the upper body as you twist and breathe. Lengthen the torso, so you'll feel that more if you think about getting the heart away from the belly. So lengthen that front side and then push the arms and twist a little more. And then chair, inhale, and opposite direction. There are some times where you're like, dude, the body just doesn't do that. That's how I feel right now. The body just doesn't do that. Lengthen up, twist up, breathe. Good, 1 more breath. Big twist. Good, back to chair. Inhale. Stand up, hands together at the heart. Exhale. Big full breath. Good, 3 rounds through Sun Salutation B. Chair pose when you're ready. Inhale. Fold, exhale. Extend the spine. Inhale. Step or jump. Chaturanga, or all the way to the mat. Cobra if you did that, or upward facing dog. Down dog. Right leg first, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior 1, reach up, inhale. Hands down, leg back, vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior 1, reach up, inhale. Hands down to the floor, leg back, lower, upward facing dog. Down dog, hold it, and there's a few breaths. Good, up on the toes again. Walk or hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose, bend the knees, reach the arms, inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart. Exhale, big full breath. Back to chair when you're ready. Inhale,
2 more cycles. Fold as you exhale. Stretch halfway up. Inhale, step back or jump. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Right leg first, take it up. Bring it forward. Abdomen strong as you reach up and stretch. Hands down. Take the leg back. Vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Left side. Take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior 1, reaching up. Inhale. Hands down. Leg back. Lower. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Hold it and breathe. Lift the tailbone, so stretching the legs, extending the shoulders, breathing deeply. Good. Up on the toes again. Walk or hop. Extend the spine, inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from there, inhale. And then stand, hands together at the heart. Exhale, big full breath. 1 more cycle. Back to chair, inhale. Fold, exhale. Extend the spine, inhale. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, shoulders back, heart forward. Down dog. Right leg first, take it up and bring it forward. Warrior 1, inhale. Stretch, hands down, leg back, vinyasa lower, upward facing dog. Down dog, left side, take it up, bring it forward. Warrior 1, reach up, inhale. Stretch, hands down, leg back, lower, up, and back, down dog. Good, drop to the knees. Do a little foot stretch, so keep the toes tucked. Right. Sit back onto the heels, breathe. Just a little momentary break. We're gonna do shoulder stretch too, and then we're gonna go into plank and low plank and dolphin. But here, interlace the fingers, turn the palms forward, reach the arms up. Stretch, that's it. And breathe into the feet. Good. Lift up, lean back, couple breaths. 1 more inhale. And then forward on the exhale, onto the hands and knees. Lift the feet, wiggle the toes for a second. And then point the toes back, sit on the heels first. If that's a big stretch already on the tops of the feet or the knees or the quads, then you can stay there. But if you feel like you can handle a little more, lean back, lift the knees up, stretch, drop the shoulders down, push the heart up, drop the head back. So not exactly a back bend here, but at least a little bit of maybe a shoulder stretch, which we're going to go into a little deeper in a moment. So 2 more breaths. And then come forward. Pause for a breath, interlace the fingers behind you, lift the upper body up, shoulders back and down, take an inhale, fold down as you exhale. On the very top of your head, stretch, breathe. Good. Couple more breaths. Good. And then release it. Child's pose. Child's pose, just a couple breaths. Good. And then, if you have a block, go ahead and grab it. And we're gonna do low plank, but I want you to stay here because we're gonna go from low plank to dolphin. Dolphin is with the hips higher, low plank is straight. We're just gonna do 1 minute. So let's go ahead and start the timer. Now, tuck the toes, straighten the legs back. Timer has begun. So you drop the hips down, breathe. Three big main groups, muscle groups here. Shoulders, so the shoulders extend, the abs really strong, pulling to the back of the spine. Thighs keeping the legs solid here. You are officially halfway through. 30 seconds already. Breathe. So ultimately, you're keeping your forearms parallel. If you don't have a block and your shoulders are tight, your arms are going to come in, which is fine for the moment. It's just going to be way more beneficial if you can keep your forearms parallel. Just got 7 seconds to go. Abdomen strong, recommit. Shoulders extend, abs, thighs, breath. 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips up, walk the feet closer. Now push into this dolphin pose stretch here. So breathe deeply. So that's upper back, shoulders, your lats actually. Breathe deeply. Keep pushing. So push the shoulders, like push down into the floor, push away from your block, and push the shoulders back to the knees. So that's back and up. One more breath. Look at the hands. Down dog if you can, both arms at the same time. You push the arms straight. Good. Pause for a moment here. And let's just come up on the toes, walk forward to the hands. Good, halfway up as you inhale, fold as you exhale. Drop the head. We're gonna do a little bit of a shoulder stretch here. Clasp the hands back behind you. Interlace those fingers, so kind of opposite direction here in the shoulders. Just a note about dolphin pose. I know it feels so intense for a lot of people, and you might feel like, oh my gosh, it's because my spine is so tight. You're not even getting to the spine in dolphin pose, or maybe you are, but for the most part, it's the muscles around the shoulders, rotator cuff, lats, all that. That's just so super tight before we even get to the spine in that pose. One more breath here. And then chair. Bend the knees, reach the arms, inhale. Hold for a moment. I just want you to feel this. If you got the arms straight, palms face each other, reach the arms up by the ears. You're all of a sudden going to feel that, hopefully, in the spine. So if your shoulders are super tight, you're not going to even be able to get your arms by your ears. But if you can, sink low, engage the abdomen slightly, and then you can just look slightly forward, but then you like get up into that. It's kind of like dolphin pose, right? So there's the arms up. And one more inhale, and then stand, bring the hands behind the back, exhale. So that's the point I want you to hit each time. We're going to do 4 more rounds together here. So lift up, big inhale, shoulders back. Fold down as you exhale. And then chair pose, but really straighten the arms, reach them up. Get that upper back, and then stand, hands behind your back. Abdomen strong, interlace. Lift up, shoulders pull back. Head drops back, then fold. Chair pose, inhale. And then stand, hands behind the back. 2 more, 3 more. Lift up, and then fold. And chair pose, inhale. Stand, hands behind the back. One more we'll just do here. Inhale. Fold down, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stretch, and then stand, hands in front of you this time. Palms together, pause, take a breath. So in that, it's just a demonstration. So in that pose, when I come to chair and I'm lifting up here, I feel that all in the middle spine because I'm trying to like go up. So oftentimes you'll see like some advanced yogis when they do their sun salutation, right? They'll start here and they'll go like this. They'll go big up here, and then I'll go back. So I get that little back bend. So that's always an option if you wanted to. So we're going to go through just a regular sun salutation A right now. So arms up when you're ready. Inhale if you wanted to, lean back. And then fold down. So each time you get a little back bend there too. Halfway up, step or hop back. Now all the way to the mat. All the way to the mat, we're going to move into Shalabhasana or Locust Pose. So here, grab the, interlace the fingers back behind you. Lift the upper body up, legs up. Breathe, hold, excuse me if you can. Arms off the floor, breathe. Chin down slightly, breath smooth, strengthening. So this whole routine essentially is a combination of strength and stretch. So kind of warm up and then stretch, and then warm up and strengthen and then stretch. So all those things happening. Good, now arms forward. You have a block nearby, grab it, hold it. Make sure it's off the floor. Push the arms straight, lift up, breathe, lift the legs. Good, one more inhale and release. Child's pose. Child's pose for a moment. Counter stretch, AKA rest. So breathe here. You can move the hips a little bit side to side, making sure it feels okay. All right, now we're ready to do what we came here to do. We're going to do some back bends. So let's come back onto the belly, forward here, and then we're going to do either the same thing. So totally fine if you take the easier versions. I'll always give you an easier version. But so you could do the same thing, right? Interlace the fingers back. If you feel like you can handle a bit deeper pose, you're going to grab the ankles. You can grab the feet, or you can grab the ankles. Ankles are deeper, so then you drive the legs back. Lift the upper body up. Notice the subtleties in this pose. Dhanurasana or bow pose. Shoulders relax, lift up, drive the legs back first and then up. Then at the same time, you lift the upper body. Breathe. If you're doing Shalabhasana, take the arms forward. A few more breaths. One more breath. And slowly release. Good, right back to child's pose again. Child's pose. And back bends can also be very intense. So if you have some tenderness in your back, middle back, lower back, neck, just make sure, you take it easy on yourself. Good, now come on up into Ustrasana Camel. Camel pose is our next one. We're going to do half. We do this on a regular basis most of the time, so you are familiar with this one. I'll start with my left hand on the heel. Toes tucked, right arm up, reach back and breathe. So see if you can get out of the lower spine, lift up, lean back and breathe deeply. Good. And then forward, switch it, opposite side. Same thing. Lift up, lean back. One more breath. Always when you come out of the back bends, abdomen, 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 strong. Good, you can rest, drop to the knees. In fact, scoot back a little bit if you like, kind of middle or back of your mat, child's pose. Before we go into a full Ustrasana with both hands back, I want to do a little twist here, a little under arm twist. So come back to your hands and knees. Take your left hand goes underneath the body, shoulder drops down, head drops down, and then this right arm is the lever that twists back. Oh, so this is a really great thoracic spinal twist. So this right arm
pushes down. So that top shoulder pushes back. Ultimately, you're looking up at the ceiling, or maybe behind you. Breathe. So the bummer about twisting and back stuff is like you get this intensity, but it's not like a stretch when you're stretching in pigeon pose or you're stretching like, quad or hamstrings. You can feel the muscles sort of settle in, and this just sort of feels like, you get there and it's like, concrete. One more breath, push. And then other side, come back to the other side. So it's kind of like, oh my goodness. Drop the arm back and then push back. Breathe. Right arm is under, left arm is on top. Push it back. Good, one more breath. Good. Back to the center. Like we did earlier, we're going to do that upper back stretch. So keeping the hips above your knees, walking the hands as far forward as you can, keeping the head up off the floor, arms firm, so that when you come down, you stick your butt higher and stretch the upper back a little bit if you can. Shoulders, armpits maybe, depending on you. This has changed for me so much over 20 years, so you have to feel it out for yourself, but if you can, make sure your arms are off the floor. So you lengthen as much as you can and then drop down so you get that concave back. In a pose like that, if you absolutely had to, because it was just so painful, you could put your head down to support the stretch. Now, come on up. One more time in Ustrasana, camel pose. And I actually have a session at 10 my time, so I have to end a few minutes early. But don't worry, we still have 4 more back bends to go. Lift up, lean back. From here, you can go one heel and then the other heel. Drive the hips forward, lift the heart up. Again, so much of these back bends is about getting out of the lower spine. So like there was a hook, lifting your torso up, and that's how you would feel, right? Breathe deep. One more big breath. Good, abdomen strong. Slowly come forward. Make sure you're not hurting your spine. Doesn't matter how long, slow it takes. Cross the legs onto your back. We'll do a little bit of abs just to really release the back and make sure the abs are still involved here, but from your back, just a little bit. You can roll side to side or make a few circles. Good. And then from here, lift the head. Let's just go 30 times. So back and forth. 1, slow, 2, 3, 4, up, 5. Reach the upper body up. So it's not about going side to side. It's about reaching up. And then call that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, halfway, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Good. Pause, drop the feet. Here's the easiest option. If some of you are done, you're just like, oh, I've had enough already. I've had enough. You can take a restorative back bend with the block. So right here, lying on your back, legs bent, you're gonna engage the abdomen, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips, put the block under you. Notice that I'm putting it the medium height, right? If you can, I recommend you get higher. So I recommend you get the tallest height of that block and then rest your hips there and just chill out. This is amazing. It's similar to what we did when we first started, but the block was obviously much higher and your butt was on the floor
This is different, but the idea is the same. That gravity just kind of pulls everything down and elongates your discs, essentially, right, in between the vertebrae. So this is an option. You can stay here for the next few minutes. We're going to do some other back bends. So if the block is not for you, we're going to start off in bridge pose, which is basically the same thing. That's a supported bridge with the block, but feet are hip to shoulder distance. Tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. You clasp the hands underneath you. This is your easy back bend. And lift up and breathe. If you can, with the hands interlaced underneath you, you're driving the hands to the floor as you're lifting the hips up and getting into the upper back. And breathing. So much has to do with the shoulders and spine here. One more breath. Good. And then come down. So now I have two options to be there. I'm going to go ahead and do the third option, which is wheel or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Gymnastics. I think this is called bridge, not wheel. So depending on where you're from. It's wheel in yoga. So don't interlace the fingers back below. Just lift the hips up, and then you flip the arms back this way. Get up onto the top of the head. I'm going to do two of these. So set it up first, and then push the arms straight and breathe. Keep working the arms straight. Keep breathing deeply. If you're up here, a few more breaths. One more inhale. And slowly, slowly come down on the exhale. Pause. That is so intense for me. And it's funny, I remember practicing with my friend Kathy. She's like, I don't really feel that intensity. And that's because she's just much more flexible in that way. So that's why people are like, oh, I'm not flexible, I can't do yoga. Like, you're missing the whole point. If you're not flexible, it's so much easier to do yoga because you find the pose right away and the sensation you're supposed to have. As opposed to people who are more flexible have to like search and find and figure, oh wow, I don't really feel what's going on. Abdomen strong, one more big back bend for me. If you want, come on up, lifting the hips, and then arms back behind you. Let's get rid of the hunchback. Ready? Push up and breathe. Oh, yes. One more breath. Okay, slowly, slowly come on down. Pull the knees in, give them a squeeze. If you're on the block, come down. If you're in bridge pose, come down. And circles. Circles on the lower back here. And opposite direction in your circles, just massaging your sacrum. Good. And we're going to rock up to a seat. Oh, actually, happy baby. Sorry, happy baby pose. Before we do that, grab the outsides of the feet, tailbone down. Stretch. Good. Release the feet, rock up to a seat. A few times, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Oh, good. And then go ahead up right away, feet forward. Shake out the legs, butt out to the side, seated forward bend we're gonna do. Reaching the arms up and then fold forward, breathe. Doesn't have to be intense, especially after all the back bends. You don't have to go to a deep forward bend, just make it easy. Yin style, just a few breaths here. That's the kind of practice too that will make you feel taller because gravity is continually pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling on you, you know, every moment of every day, right? So if you're not horizontal, sleeping, then the pulling is basically compressing your spine. So when you do something like this and you spend a lot of time lengthening and opening up, and then it's absolutely going to help and kind of feel like you released some of that tension. Let's go ahead and roll all the way back. We go right into a final twist in Shavasana. So lie back, pull your right knee in, give it a good squeeze in, couple breaths. And then roll to the left side, easy twist. Good. And then switch it, same thing, other side. Good. Back to the center Shavasana, final rest. Final rest here. Feet flop open, arms out to the side. Just take a couple minutes. So eyes closed, shoulders down away from the ears. Take a deep, deep breath as deeply as you can. And exhale. Totally relax. Okay, go ahead and bring your left hand to your heart center, right hand to the belly. Take a nice deep breath. Bend your knees, roll to your right side. Pause. Take a few breaths. Good. Up to the seated position. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Final moment here. Sitting up tall should be easier now. Sit up tall, palms up, eyes closed, couple breaths. Bring the palms together, take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for every breath. Namaste. Namaste, my friends. Thank you very much for showing up. Of course, thank you for all your contributions and your energy. I love it. So thank you, and have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember, Saturday morning is our Inversion Workshop. So if you're ready for that, it's 2 hours. Myself, Greg Louganis, will be doing handstands, forearm balance, headstand, and shoulder stand. So a lot of what we did here is going to help you in there. All right, you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you